Under steady pressure in the West Philippine Sea and facing a strategic environment that is becoming more contested each month, the Philippines has reached a point where the absence of a submarine fleet is no longer a manageable gap, but a structural weakness. For decades, the Philippine Navy has operated as a surface-only force, relying on patrol ships, frigates, and the growing network of coastal surveillance sites. But as confrontations with Chinese maritime forces escalate, and as the risk of miscalculation increases, Manila is turning toward the one capability that fundamentally changes the balance of uncertainty: a modern diesel-electric submarine. This is the context in which Italy has re-entered the competition with its U212 Near Future Submarine, a platform designed jointly with Germany and considered one of the most advanced non-nuclear submarines in the world. The timing is not coincidental. It reflects both the Philippines' emergence as a fast-growing defense client and Italy's broader ambition to strengthen its industrial influence in the Indo-Pacific. Italy's renewed pitch for the U212 Near Future Submarine is not merely a sales effort. It signals that Rome recognizes a rare opening in a market usually dominated by South Korea and France. The Philippines is entering the submarine domain from a clean slate. It has no legacy fleet, no entrenched supplier, and no doctrinal baggage. For shipbuilders, this is the ideal environment to shape training systems, maintenance infrastructure, and industrial partnerships from the ground up. In addition, Italy has gained confidence from recent successes, including its work on the FREM frigate program for Indonesia, and sees Southeast Asia as a region where its naval industry can expand rapidly. By offering the U212 Near Future Submarine, Italy is positioning itself not only as a supplier, but as a long-term partner capable of shaping a full underwater ecosystem for Manila. This matters because the Philippines does not want to buy a submarine. It wants to build an entire submarine capability. The Philippines has become attractive to submarine builders for several structural reasons. First, there is an urgent geopolitical need. Much of the West Philippine Sea consists of shallow waters that complicate surface-based monitoring, but favor the stealth and ambush characteristics of an air-independent propulsion submarine. Second, the strategic choke point of the Luzon Strait has grown in importance as a corridor for both Chinese and United States naval movements. A submarine force gives Manila the ability to discreetly track foreign activity and contribute to wider Allied intelligence networks. Third, although the Philippine economy remains under pressure, the government has shown a surprising willingness to allocate funds for high-impact, high-end defense assets. The financing question remains central, but suppliers who offer concessional loans, staggered payments, or industrial offsets immediately gain an edge. Since the United States does not supply submarines, the field is wide open for European and Asian contenders. The technological features of the U212 Near Future Submarine distinguish it from many competitors. It is equipped with an upgraded air-independent propulsion system that drastically increases submerged endurance compared to older designs. Combined with advanced lithium-ion batteries, it can remain underwater for extended periods with lower acoustic signatures and reduced need for snorkeling. This is a major advantage in contested shallow seas, where any exposure above the surface risks detection by a wide array of Chinese sensors. The platform also integrates advanced combat systems, high-precision sonar suites, and compatibility with European heavyweight torpedoes, such as the Black Shark Advanced. It is a submarine designed for nations requiring strong sea denial capabilities rather than blue water power projection. This makes it a highly relevant option for the Philippines, whose primary mission is to defend maritime claims rather than conduct expeditionary patrols. Yet Italy is not alone in the race. South Korea's DSME 1400 and DSME 2000 submarines have long been perceived as the frontrunners. They are proven, relatively affordable, and supported by a strong Manila-Seoul defense relationship. South Korea excels in offering comprehensive financing packages and industrial cooperation deals that are difficult for European shipyards to match. Still, the Korean designs are older and do not incorporate the same generation of air-independent propulsion and acoustic stealth as the U212 Near Future Submarine. France's Scorpion series, meanwhile, offers a balanced package of endurance, weapons integration, and export heritage. France is well positioned to provide loans or favorable credit lines, and the Scorpion has demonstrated strong performance in India, Malaysia, and Brazil. However, operating costs can be higher, and the design lacks some of the next-generation features present in the German-Italian model. Sweden's A26 Blekinge class is technologically exceptional and arguably the quietest submarine in its category, but its high cost and longer production timeline make it a less realistic option for Manila. If the Philippines selects the U212 Near Future Submarine, the impact on its broader defense posture could be transformative. Combined with the BrahMos coastal missile system, new offshore patrol vessels, upgraded surveillance radars, and the growing network of enhanced defense cooperation agreement sites with the United States, the Philippines is building the early form of an anti-access area denial structure suited for its geography. A submarine that can operate silently in the West Philippine Sea introduces uncertainty into Chinese planning, complicates their patrol patterns, and forces them to allocate more assets to detection and anti-submarine warfare. For a country facing a much stronger maritime adversary, imposing costs and uncertainty is itself a form of deterrence. In the Luzon Strait, a U212 Near Future Submarine could conduct discrete intelligence missions that contribute to the wider picture shared among allies, thereby strengthening the Philippines' role within the emerging regional security network stretching from Japan to Australia. However, major challenges remain. The Philippines has no existing submarine maintenance infrastructure, no dedicated submarine base, and only a limited pool of personnel suitable for conversion into submariners. Building this ecosystem will require significant time and financial resources. Training alone can take years, and constructing a support complex could cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Moreover, whichever supplier Manila chooses will have to commit to long-term sustainment, technology transfer, and local training arrangements. Financing is another critical obstacle. Even with concessional loans, submarines represent one of the most expensive defense acquisitions a developing nation can make. Finally, political pressure from China cannot be discounted. Beijing opposes any strengthening of Philippine military capabilities, and a submarine deal would likely trigger diplomatic and economic responses. Despite these challenges, the Philippines has unmistakably become one of the hottest submarine markets in Southeast Asia. A country that only a decade ago was focused almost exclusively on patrol vessels is now evaluating some of the most advanced underwater platforms in the world. The combination of strategic urgency, a clean institutional slate, and strong international interest has turned Manila into a battleground for European and Asian naval suppliers. Italy's return with the U212 Near Future Submarine underscores how competitive the race has become and how high the stakes are for all involved. For the Philippines, the choice will determine not just the silhouette of its future navy, but the credibility of its maritime defense posture for decades ahead.